Welcome, 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 ladies and gentlemen. I am Natan Drahovsky, your host with the most. You are here at the Frequency of Abundance group. We are live 7 days a week. We invite you to come join us for some pretty captivating talks. We're here on the weekend, letting you sleep in a little bit. So you know, if you wanted to come by Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. We're wrapping up season 3 and going into season 4 shortly. And on the weekends, let you sleep in a little bit, so we'll be here at 1 p.m. Eastern, and where we're going to take a look at some very, very cool topics. I wanted to make sure you knew it was interactive, it was fun, it was a place for you to give a little like, give a little share, help the algorithms move us and spread our message out to more people. What a blessing. But also for yourself to really absorb and grab and take anything that you can from it. In our first season together, we were blessed enough to really focus on inner development. Season 2 was more of relationships and our ability to communicate in those relationships. And now in season 3, we are getting down and dirty into the business. I'm not even going to tell you what season 4 is about. You have to stay tuned. Where we're coming from is the power and blessing of being sponsored by Allura Creative Agency. And so I created Allura Creative Agency because I've been an elite energy coach for 30 years. And I've focused on Olympians, Cirque du Soleil acrobats, national sports teams, business executives. About 15,000 people went through my hands in the last 30 years. I wrote a couple best-selling books on energy management and really focused on those peak performers, getting people that were already at 9 out of 10 to 9.1 personally and professionally. So if that resonates with you and if that's something that you'd like to discuss, reach out to me. I'll put my contact in the chat. But that's where I was coming in from, and that's where my background stems before COVID. And once COVID hit, man, oh man, did that change everything for us. So I'm coming online as this coach for 30 years from a high back end, and all of a sudden it's the hardest darn thing I've ever had. And that's where I wanted to make sure others didn't have that. So I founded Allura Creative Agency. As far as I know, we're the world's first not-for-profit public relations house. And that is the blessing of being able to blow a dog whistle to people that are looking for C-suite executives, leaders, the whales. If you're hunting whales, we hunt them for you. We'll put on executive retreats and cool one-of-a-kind incredible workshops and leadership roundtables and financial fireside chats and tequila and tech talks and all the cool places that people want to come to. And it'll make you quite captivating. So reach out to me if you want your brand to big up. Reach out if you wanted to come be a guest over here, because I put the contact information in the chat as well as the link to Frequency of Abundance free group. We have a free group over on LinkedIn. If you join us in our paid community, it's tens of dollars a month. There you'll get to meet everybody else, and we would love to. The tide raises all boats. So we have networking, we have group calls, we have coaching. We have so many cool ways to have accountability partners and to really have you feel like, ooh, that's a lot of community support. I'm like, yes, that's where we're coming from. That's why as a not-for-profit, the motivation is pretty obvious. We're here to help. We're here to help as many others get as much help as they can to help others. So this week, oh man, if you've been tuning in, we're rounding out almost the end of season 3. We started with why now is the best time to build your brand on Motivational Monday. Tuesday was the ideal client blueprint, how to attract the right people effortlessly. Winning Wednesday, magnetic messaging, crafting an offer that sells itself. Triumphant Thursdays, from passion to profit, the smart way. I'm built the other way around in my head already. So from passion to profit, the 5 must-have systems for success. And then we're looking at Fearless Fridays. We did scaling without burnout, smart time and energy management for coaches. Oh, today, I don't know. On Successful Saturdays, we're doing the power of storytelling. How to build a brand that people love. That's where I think if you ever wondered why some brands are so memorable and effortlessly attract those loyal customers and build that, corporate culture while others struggle to stand out, it's in the story. It's in something people want to believe in, be a part of, and say, hey, that represents me and my values. So it's how to craft that brand story that's going to connect and convert. It's the secret to making your audience feel something, which is the heart of all of movement and action and direction. And it's why people buy stories, not just products and services. So yes, they buy you, but it's a lot easier to buy you if you had a story. All right? I'm going to get the party started. Like and comment, share in the chat. If you have any questions or anything, pop in, let us know. Would love to say hi. Make sure that you know that we are here for you. And this is one of the greatest ways we get to give back. So let me start with a quick story since we're doing storytelling. Think about a brand like Nike or Apple. These brands are things that people absolutely love. Secret behind their success is their storytelling, right? They don't just sell products, they sell stories that deeply resonate with their audience. Seth Godin, the marketing guru with about 20 billion books on this topic, says people don't buy products, they buy stories. So that's going to be the key behind building a brand that people adore. I want you to take a moment and think about a brand you love. What's the story they tell? Write it down. Think about it. This is going to set the stage for today's episode. Here's the science behind storytelling. So if we dive into why it's so powerful, we as humans, we're processing stories about 22 times more efficiently than facts alone. It's true. Stories are hardwired into our brains. And when you tell a story, you're not just sharing information, you're engaging emotions, you're making it much, much more memorable. So, quick example, imagine a brand simply saying, "We make great shoes." That's fine, but it's not compelling. And compelling is kind of the name of the game. So now picture this. We started in a garage, and now we're changing lives through movement. Which one resonates with you more, right? Yeah, exactly. Once you think about your own brand and how you can reframe your message into a story, jot down a few ideas. I'll give you a second. Normally you catch me in the mornings Monday to Friday. It's going to be that 9 a.m. Eastern, so I'm going to have that Greek mountain tea on me. Afternoons on the weekend, it's probably going to be a juice spritzer or something fun. Good. Now let's look at the next element. I want the key elements of the storytelling in your branding. So, what's going to make a great brand story? 3 key elements. 1, the hero, your customer. I don't know if you knew that. It's not you. I think there's where a lot of people really make that first mistake in storytelling. They're like, all right, let me tell you about where I came from and what I do and all my education, experience, and expertise. Let me tell you about what working with me looks like and how I'm going to fix your problem. Let me tell you about where all my clients come from and why they love me to death. Hello, where are you? What happened? Where'd you go? Oh, it wasn't self-serving and interesting to you? Key elements to storytelling in branding. What's going to make a great brand story? These 3 elements. The hero is your customer, number 1. Number 2, the problem. This is the challenge they face. And obviously number 3 is the resolution, how your brand is the solution, right? So categorically figure out what it is that you do really, really well, reverse engineer that as a problem, state that as something that your hero, the customer, wants solved, and then walk in like a knight in shining armor and solve it. Your brand is the solution. I want you to think about how you can position those products and services, your experiences that way. So if your customer is the hero, their problem is something they struggle with in their daily lives, and your brand provides a solution, you're like a ray of sunlight. It's incredible. Take a few minutes, write down what is your customer's challenge and how does your brand resolve it. Let's look at authenticity and consistency. And both are key and both are parallel in completely different ways. Know that authenticity is crucial. So when your brand is authentic, it's going to create this emotional connection with your audience, right? Oscar Wilde's famous for saying, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. When your brand is real, people can feel it. So look at brands like Patagonia or Ben & Jerry's, right? They're consistent in their messaging and values. It shows in everything that they do. Their ecosystem is whole. And so from their products to their marketing, it's why people trust them. So I want you to think about how you can bring more authenticity into your own brand story. What's the value that your brand stands for? I mean, you might have more than one, but if at least we can start with one. What's that brand story, and how you can weave that into your story more consistently? And so think about that. If you have a comment, if you want to pop in with a question or like or share, give a thumbs up. How can we do that more consistently? There's going to be times that you weave into your message when, if you go networking and meet people in breakout rooms, it's part of your 1 minute pitch. Or it might be part of your contact information that you put in the chat. Or it might be the way that it's phrased in that first, headline section on your website. All of these are the most important first reaction, knee-jerk reaction, emotional triggers that your client's going to get when they first see you. They shouldn't be factual. I don't need them to say ABC Trust and Company. That's great. That's the legal name. I need them to say Ben and Jerry's, because that makes it much more fun. So your legal name, aside from your doing business as, go deeper down that rabbit hole into your marketing and know that it's your marketing mix and it's your authenticity in that brand that's going to help weave that, so that in your stories, in your postings and everything, consistently repeat and retrieve and reiterate where it is that your brand stands for. What's it all about? If you look at us as a simple example, Allure Creative Agency, we're the world's first and only not-for-profit public relations house. We handpick the clients that we work with. We look at people who have meaning and message and are trying to make a bigger impact in their lives for others. We serve those that serve others. So if you already spent time and money to create a brand, we give more visibility, credibility, increase to a wider target audience. That's what we do. That's how clear and consistent our branding is. And it also shares our values. So that would be an example as personal as I can literally make it on my side. Now, in there, know that, oh good, you want to make sure contact information is in the chat? Yes, thank you. Awesome. So reach out, make sure that you're there and that it's available for you, because this is ultimately for you. If you go to LinkedIn, you'll see the free group, The Frequency of Abundance, and all these daily posts are there for the last 3 seasons. And if you want to join us in our private community, reach out. If you want to be a guest on here, reach out. If you'd like to have Allure Creative work with you and your brand and messaging, reach out. If you're looking for some personal energy coaching at the highest elite level, reach out. And if you know anyone that this could serve, reach out, invite them to come on in, say hi. Let's get you deeper into crafting your brand's voice. So here's another tidbit of wisdom. Let's look at a brand is not what you say it is. It's what they say it is. Now, I can tell you that, Nike stands for this and Reebok stands for that. But if I'm Nike or if I'm Reebok and I say that, that's very different than what the kids or what the streets say, right? So you could tell me I am the brand for basketball people. I know that sounds ridiculous, but pretend. Are you the brand for basketball people that are professional in the NBA on court? Are you the brand for people that are wanting to be professional and just hanging out in the backyard court? Where are you? Because it's 2 different groups and it's 2 different price points, right? I'm as a pro player, I can afford whatever the heck I want. You aren't and can't. So what I say your brand is, as the end consumer user, is the only thing that counts. Your brand's voice is everything. It's how your audience is going to perceive your story. If your brand were a person, how would they speak, right? Would they be playful? Would they be serious? Would they be inspirational? I want you to think about it. Your brand represents you and where you come from. Is it open? Is it powerful? Is it creative, expansive? Is it restrictive? Is it focused? Is it energized? No wrong answers. Your brand will resonate with somebody. It needs to be binary. It needs to be polarizing. That's the secret and the power. That's where a lot of who you love and who loves you and where you serve is going to come in from. So know that that's going to be part of it. And it's really one of the biggest parts. If you want to consider the emotions that you want your audience to feel when they're hearing your brand story, right? So that pretend it was a song and you're hitting, A minor and it's deeper and darker and more pulling on the heartstrings than G major. Da-da-da-da-da, happy. And that's the point. Songs from like the Beatles can be in those happy tunes and you're like, oh. Songs in more reflective, nostalgic music, they need to be more into a minor key. So if you're hearing the brand, it's not just your tone, your cadence, your pitch, your rhythm and such. It's how excited do you want them to feel? It's not about you. How excited do you want them to feel? How inspired do you want them to feel? How reassured do you want them to feel? And your storytelling and your branding and your messaging needs to reflect that. If you're curious as to how, and if that's leaving you scratching your head, reach out. I'm here to help. If you're ready to get cracking and roll up your sleeves, take a minute, write down a sentence or a tagline that captures your brand's voice. Does it feel right? If not, you tweak it until it does. And that's something only you can feel. And know that it may only feel right for the next little while, and that's okay. It may change, and that's okay. It's okay. There's no wrong answers, and that should empower you, take all the pressure and stress off, and relax you a bit. All right? Now, next, let's look at engaging your audience through story. So, best brands aren't just, telling you their stories. They're inviting you to kind of be a part of it. Think Coca-Cola, for example. They've got their Share a Coke campaign, or Starbucks with their hashtag white cup contest, right? These are brands that are trying to make their customers feel like, oh, you're part of this, man. You're contributing to the story. How are you going to be able to do the same? I want you to think about how you can invite your customers into your branding story. Can you engage them on social media? Can you run a campaign? Can you create an event? This isn't a plug. This is me literally saying, if you can't or don't know how, reach out. I'd love to help. Right now, I want you to take a moment, look for these, and brainstorm them, right? Just brainstorm a couple different ways that you can involve your audience in your branding story. How can they participate? Well, you can have a branding story that gives the background of who you are and what you do and why you're super wicked awesome sauce and somebody wants to work with you. And then make the call to action not the obvious one, right? If the obvious one is I'm super wicked awesome to work with, and the call to action is work with me, it's pretty obvious, pretty linear, pretty logical. What if the call to action was, and because of that, I'd like you to come to one of my events. I'd like you to come to something exotic, something executive, something exclusive, something different. That's when it's going to change. So I want you to think your call to action is, your story is just the beginning. Now you need to create this journey for your audience. Your story's gonna end in, it can't end with a good narrative. Dun, 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 dun. That's gonna evolve over time. Like I said, we change it, and it needs to change. It needs to grow. It needs to evolve. It needs to literally grow. And in the process of doing it, so do you. So you're growing, your story going, it's not me anymore, man. Okay, so now you go back and you rewrite it. That's why your story's not going to end with a good narrative. It's going to evolve over time with your audience, and your audience is going to grow because you're going to grow. So my challenge to you, write down your brand story. Ask yourself 3 questions. Number 1, who is the hero? This is your customer. Number 2, what is the challenge? You could phrase it as, who's the villain? Number 3, how does your brand provide the resolution? Not just solution in a simple, this is a problem, you don't have shoes, we make shoes, ta-da, happy marriage. I need a resolution. I buy shoes, I have shoes. My problem is these shoes don't fit, or they don't feel good, or after 2,000 kilometers, they wear out. What gives? Oh, that's not a simple solution. I need a resolution to that. So look for giving yourself these valuable insights, because if you just take them and go, wait a minute, that was such a big deal for me to understand that, I'm convinced it is for your audience too. Use it in your storytelling. Use it to build that brand that people love by telling those stories. That's what people are falling in love with. If you didn't have my background, if I was just a guy with a marketing company, okay, it's not the same as somebody doing this as a not-for-profit. It's not the same as somebody who personally went through it and was so frustrated they didn't want others to go through it. It's not the same. You involve your audience in your journey, and it becomes part of your brand, becomes part of your story. So This is something that you could start with way bigger than it's supposed to be. And remember to keep revisiting and revising and refining. Like a sculptor doesn't add more clay, he chisels away until all the unessential is gone, and only thing left is what he saw in his mind all along. Look at your brand that way, as a chunk of clay right now, and I want you to start chiseling. I want you to refine it so that it stays true to your brand values and voice. All right, final action item. Bravery, right? Share your brand story with the world. Post it. Put it on social media. Get a hashtag Natan Verhovsky. Hashtag Allure Creative Agency. Hashtag anyone, everyone. I will spread that out to my 15,000 people around the world, and we will have more community. We can all play in the same sandbox. I genuinely believe the tide raises all boats. So I am here for you, joining us and rounding out almost at the end of season 3. So have some fun. Today was the power of storytelling. Hope it really added value for how you could build a brand that people love. This is what it takes on the back end. Do the hard work, roll up your sleeves, and make it easy for your audience to fall in love with you and your brand. Now, tomorrow, Soaring Sundays. This is going to be fun. We've got one more week left, and then we finish season 3. For the second to last Sunday of the end of season, we're going to be talking about mastering your niche. Stand out, get noticed, get paid. Not a casual Sunday afternoon topic. So I want to make sure that you pop in, stay tuned, bring a friend, like, comment, share, send and show us some love. We love it. The algorithm loves it. It helps us catapult to more people, do more good, help more, spread more, be more. So thank you for everything and for joining us and making sure that we are a part of your world. I love that and I appreciate it. And that's why we do what we do. I'm Tom Verhovsky. I am your host with the most.